I'm about to jump in. Splash. I want to take a deep.
Greetings, everyone. This is Arletta coming live and direct from Arletta Unleashed. And what's up, y'all? Oh, I think I have an interesting topic today. I was out and about and I stopped by the bookstore and I saw that Chair McMillan's latest book, the sequel to Waiting in Exhale, which at this exact moment escapes me as far as the title is concerned. It just came out. And I think at least every black woman in the United States found that book or that movie somewhat remotely interesting. Maybe not everyone, but just about. So anyways, I was really interested in seeing what the sequel would be. It's been 15 years later in all the characters' lives, and about 15 years later, period, I guess, for everyone. Anyway, so I was reading it, and I was like, wow. And I've been having this idea brewing in my head. Y'all have to let me know what y'all think about that. I'm a big fan of quote unquote women's fiction. I love romance novels. I like erotic fiction. Anyway, stuff that they call trashy fiction plays a large part of my diet of reading. I read all kinds of stuff, but I enjoy that in particular for a variety of reasons. And she's not trashy fiction. She's actually a decent writer. But it still falls in the category of women's fiction, which for whatever reasons tend to be denigrated and not taken too seriously. Anyway, but I've been having this idea that I've never read a novel where the characters were actually like self-realized, and as they're faced with particular challenges, whatever the climax of the stories or whatever, they achieve a certain amount of consciousness or awareness where they're in this horrible relationship, and they actually leave the relationship. They leave the relationship having realized or acknowledged that they created it, taking full responsibility for the outcome of it, fully understand why they attracted a particular individual in this particular situation, what they were supposed to learn or gain from it, and move on, and are able to attract a new type of experience and really grow and expand in that. I ain't never seen a romance novel where that happened. It's always the same old paradigm where we're looking to someone else to make us happy, make us satisfied. Our previous relationship didn't last as the other person to fulfill our needs and so on and so forth. We know there's a bunch of bullshit because Ken won't ever fulfill our needs. Anyway, so in that context, I'm reading this book, and most of the book is interesting. The plot is interesting, but it's like the characters really haven't grown. They still having the same issues. One woman, I'm not gonna say how the book, but one woman ends her marriage, the other woman never got married, another woman never got over her second marriage. And it's all in this self-pity and victim consciousness type mode where they're still looking outside of themselves for their happiness. And happy is somewhere in the title of the book. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of lessons we could get. And lesson number 1 is don't wait to exhale. Lesson number 2 is don't wait to be happy. And then that lesson number 3 is in that being happy, it ain't got shit to do nobody but yourself. Because one of the characters in the book was in a relationship that she ended, and she gave it no thought. She had no awareness about how she created this. It even seemed like a situational possibility that if she had sat down and analyzed herself, honestly, She maybe could have even not made the relationship work, because I don't believe in making relationships work, but could have had some kind of understanding or dialogue with her spouse or partner, where they could have come to some understanding or some awareness. And I'm like, I said go read the book. I think you find it interesting. But reading from my perspective now, and I'm like, wow. And I'm really grateful for what I've done in the last 15 years. And I'm grateful for my relationships, all of them that I've had. I've had very many. And I'm most certainly grateful for my marriage. And the other day, I was participating in this process, and my sister was acknowledging me. And one of the things that she said that she really admired about me and found inspiring, that I had truly gotten over, moved past, and healed from my marriage. And if there's nothing else I ever have done in life that I've done well, it is that. And I'm so grateful for every aspect of that experience, because that set me on my path. It was so crucial, because I was like, I'm not living like this anymore. And I haven't. And I'm so grateful for that. So y'all, lessons and way to exhale, I'm telling you, it's serious. Because I don't want y'all, and I don't want me to look at myself 15 years from now and essentially see myself in the same rut. What's the point of living if it don't get better with time? Might as well just die, right? Kill ourselves, put ourselves out of our misery. And the getting better with time don't just come by you thinking about it. It requires some action and some work and some deliberate intent. And a decision to be truly happy no matter what. So, yeah, it was very eye-opening, very rewarding. And what was most interesting about the book, which I thought was so apropos, was that the characters who were most in line and in tune with learning how to be happy and follow their own passion and being willing to grow were the main character's children. I mean, because they had children who were teenagers now. And it was two of the teenage characters in the book that were dropping the most knowledge and the most wisdom and telling their moms what they needed to do and making way more sense than the moms were. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Because sometimes we older folks will be so stuck in just the way that we know how to be that we don't see it, we don't get it. And it's a lot clearer a lot of times young people. They may have a lack of life experience, and there's guidance we could definitely give them in that. But as far as just being able to live and be present and to choose happy, they got a much better grip on that. And there's a whole lot we can learn from our young people, our teenagers, our children, and our babies, because they're of a whole totally different mode than we are. And they were sent to us to teach us and vice versa. So that's pretty much all I got to say. But, think about where you were 15 years ago and where you are right now, or we're going to be 15 years from now, and go read that book and see if you see any parallels in between areas of your life that are still stagnant. Are you still in the same place, still attracting the same kind of relationships, still bitter over divorce, still looking for someone outside of yourself to provide you happiness and joy, still wondering why you've decided to stay stuck in a job or a career or a location just out of fear, and it's not satisfying or rewarding. You're just going through the motions in life. Basically just miserable and fucked up. What I call I don't know, I came with a couple of different expressions for it, but it's like it's a certain contented misery that we allow ourselves to settle for, which is insane in a way. And are you? I can't answer that for you, but y'all don't stay there because life is too lovely. There's too much to experience, so much happiness and joy to do. I mean, there's too much possibility of this beautiful, wonderful, wide open possibility that I experience more of every day, that you don't want to stay where you at. And that's my promise to you. So once again, as always, I see you. I see your power. I see your ability to pick and choose happiness or contented misery. I see you deciding to take those lessons from waiting to exhale and postponing your happiness or deciding it right now. And I see you making the right choice, and that's choosing you. So on that note, I'm closing. Love y'all, and until next time, peace.
Splash.